What if I told you there's something that's natural, effective, and science-backed that could actually support your cycle and balance your hormones from the inside out? Today we're talking about inositol. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, how it works, and why it's one of the most well-researched supplements for women with PCOS trying to get their period back naturally. If we've never met before, I'm Daphne Chazen, registered dietitian and PCOS expert, and I'm here to share only real evidence-based information so you can make more informed, smart, and confident decisions about your PCOS health. So what is inositol? Let's start with the basics, okay? So inositol is a vitamin-like compound that plays a very important role in insulin activity, hormonal balance, and egg quality. And your body actually naturally makes it, but research shows that many women with PCOS have less inositol, especially in the ovary, which is one of the more important sites of producing inositol, and that can lead to a lot of delays and issues with ovulation. And of course, when ovulation gets disrupted, your periods can become irregular or disappear altogether. Now, there are two forms of inositol that matter most for PCOS, myo-inositol and D-chiro-inositol. Don't worry, you don't have to remember this. I'm going to explain exactly how to make sure you're taking the right kind. Both of these types are important, but what's more important is the balance or ratio between the two. That's going to determine your ovarian function, and that's something that can really impact your fertility as well as other PCOS symptoms like high androgen levels, acne, hirsutism, and hair loss. So inositol can help with a lot of different aspects of PCOS, but it's important to know what is the correct ratio to take so you can reap the most benefit. So I said before, inositol is very evidence-based, which means it's been researched. It's been scientifically studied in women with PCOS, and let's see what the science says. In 2021, a meta-analysis, which is basically a summary of many studies, concluded that inositol supplementation can improve insulin sensitivity. One of the biggest barriers to ovulation with PCOS is insulin resistance. So let's look at how inositol can improve ovulation. One of the main benefits of inositol is that it can help your cells respond better to insulin, which lowers both insulin levels and testosterone in your body. And when testosterone drops, your body is more likely to ovulate regularly. And also it's important to note that inositol is one of the few natural supplements with real consistent evidence and results for both egg quality and cycle regulation. So the benefit of inositol in this area has been proven. Now here's where things can get a little confusing. Remember I said there are two types of inositol? The first one is myo-inositol, which is best known for improving egg quality, supporting insulin sensitivity, and promoting regular ovulation. D-chiro-inositol, on the other hand, is best known for helping to reduce testosterone levels. However, high doses of D-chiro may actually impair egg quality if it's used on its own. And so this is why the ratio is very important. And what studies found is that the best ratio to take is 40:1. So 40 myo to 1 D-chiro-inositol. And studies show that the best ratio of myo to D-chiro is 40:1. So this is the same ratio that's found naturally in the ovaries. And you don't have to worry because many supplements already have inositol in those specific ratios, so it's not something that you have to figure out on your own. In fact, two of my favorite inositol supplements, which are Ovasitol and VitaChic inositol, already have inositol in those ratios, so it's easy to use, easy to absorb, and rarely has any negative side effects, so it's very safe. The standard dose for inositol is 4 grams a day, ideally split into 2 grams in the morning and 2 grams in the evening, best taken with food. Inositol comes in both powder and capsule forms, and you can use whichever you'll be more consistent with on a daily basis, because if you don't take it regularly, you can't see any of the benefits. So it's more important that you stay consistent with it and take it in the form that's more easy and convenient for you. Keep in mind that it can take up to 12 weeks to see results, so stay patient, be consistent, otherwise you're never gonna know if it's gonna work for you. One of the best things that I love about inositol is that because it can reduce insulin resistance so significantly, women often see more improvements than just regular ovulation and more consistent cycles. So after taking it for a couple of weeks, you may see that you have more energy, less cravings, an easier time losing weight, and even better, more stable moods. But remember, all supplements work best when they're paired with a PCOS-friendly diet and healthy habits like stress management, movement, and better sleep. So if you combine inositol into an already healthy lifestyle for PCOS, you're gonna see amazing results. Now let's answer one of the most common questions I hear all the time, and that is, how does inositol compare to metformin, and can these two be taken together? So Metformin is very commonly prescribed for PCOS because it helps reduce insulin resistance. And just like inositol, it helps your cells respond better to insulin, which is of course, again, one of the biggest drivers of PCOS symptoms, including irregular periods. But if you've ever taken metformin, you probably already know that it comes with some side effects that are no fun, especially GI ones like nausea and diarrhea. The good news here is that studies have shown that inositol and metformin were equally as effective in reducing insulin resistance and regulating your cycle, but people who took inositol in these studies compared to metformin had way less side effects. And there was also a study done in 2018 that showed that women who took inositol actually had better ovulation outcomes compared to metformin. And just so we can put the final stamp of approval on inositol, there was a recent review of multiple studies that concluded that inositol is a safe, effective alternative to metformin, especially for women trying to conceive. So while metformin works and it's totally okay to take it, inositol may offer similar benefits with less side effects. And for many, that's a major win. Now, as to the question, can metformin and inositol be taken together? Yes, for me, I have many clients who take both at the same time and see wonderful results, but you want to always consult a healthcare provider that knows your medical history and can advise best on your specific situation. So never make any changes to your medications or supplements without consulting an expert. All right, so let's wrap it up. Can inositol help regulate your cycle? Yes, absolutely. It's supported by clinical data. It helps restore ovulation and balance your hormones naturally, and it can certainly reduce insulin resistance and related symptoms such as cravings, weight gain, fatigue, energy dips, mood swings, and brain fog. So inositol is of course not a magic bullet, but it's one of the more powerful supplements and tools that we have to get our periods back with PCOS, especially when it's paired with a healthy lifestyle. So if you're ready to give inositol a try, look for supplements that have a 40:1 myo to D-chiro ratio, give it at least 12 weeks, and be sure to stay consistent. And if you found this video helpful, I want you to hit that subscribe button and send it to a friend who is maybe curious about inositol for PCOS. I mentioned before my two favorite inositol supplements. If you want to get 15% off my favorite brands, I want you to check the info in the description below. Everything is linked there. I'll see you in the next video.